Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is that time of year, the end of the world. I hope it's not the end of the world. The end of the year rolls around and we all start thinking about what we've done and what we want to do. I'm not typically a resolutions kind of person, but I'm gonna make some BookTube resolutions this year. I've been on BookTube since May, so not quite a full year, but I think that I've learned enough about what works, what doesn't work, what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy, and who or what type of booktuber I want to be going forward. So these are my BookTube resolutions for 2018. First, let me start out by saying that I had some failed ideas here. I started thinking about things that I should do or should be. I should read more classics, but I'm not going to. No, because what I found is that I'm not going to be successful at anything that I tell myself that I have to do, right? Especially if it's something that I'm forcing myself to do because of some ideal or standard that I've put in place that absolutely makes no sense when compared to the type of person that I am. I struggle with classic literature, so I'm not going to force myself to read things like that. 2018 is going to be all about entertaining you guys, but doing so by actually enjoying every single thing that I do. It's very true that once you get on BookTube, or once you start discussing things publicly in this type of way, you fall prey to a lot of pressures and suggestions and comparisons to others. And even in BookTube, where we're supposed to celebrate each other's unique tastes and opinions on things, we still find ourselves trying to live up to some standard. We immediately place a standard on ourselves and we struggle to meet it, and it just turns into a shit show. But 2018 is going to be all about me. I like it when things are all about me. But no, there's a couple of things that I need to do and that I just so happen to want to do. And then there's things that I think that it will be fun to do. So first and foremost, I've mentioned this before, but I sincerely mean it, and this is me saying it officially. 2018 is going to be all about reducing the amount of books that I have on hand. Unread books that I have on hand. Because after joining BookTube, I went a little crazy, and my husband and I don't have the space for me to go crazy and buy all these books and then not read them. I'm going to focus on my TBR shelves, which this is my TBR shelf. I'll insert a photo of my TBR shelf here. That is the shelf that has all of my unread books that I am most excited to read. There are other shelves that also have unread books on them, but these are the ones that I really want to get to. So I'm going to focus on reading those. And I also have about 500 unread books on my mobile device. It's not a Kindle, it's an iPad, but they're Kindle books. I've always bought Kindle books at a more rapid pace than I actually read Kindle books, so they just keep piling up as well. I'm going to focus on that TBR shelf, I'm going to focus on those Kindle books, and I'm going to significantly reduce my TBR. Now, you might be saying to yourself, how are you going to do this if you keep buying books? Are you going to put yourself on a book ban? Heck no, I'm not putting myself on a book ban. Are you kidding me? That would never work, ever. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make a very, very serious effort to only buy half of the number of books that I read in a month. So for instance, if I read 8 books in January, February, I'm going to allow myself to buy 4. Physical books. Ebooks I'm not so concerned about because 1, they're less expensive, and 2, they don't take up any space. So all bets are off where ebooks are concerned. But physical books, especially full price physical books, I'm only going to try to buy half of the amount that I read. So in theory, that shelf that you saw should be half as full by the end of the year. This will do 2 things. Number 1, this will hopefully limit the amount of money that I'm spending. But number 2, if I want to spend money on books, if I want to buy more books, I have to read more books. So It'll encourage me to read because of my desire to buy, and it'll limit my buying. I have no idea how this is going to go. My third BookTube resolution for 2018 is to give more stuff away. I'm not saying that because I intend for it to be a gimmick, but I was recently sitting at dinner with my husband, and we were talking about this whole BookTube experience and how weird it feels to me. It's not that I don't feel like I'm interacting enough, because I'm not, but I want the connection between me and my subscribers to be a little bit more tangible. I want to give more. I feel like at this point, about 320 of you have cared enough to subscribe to my channel, and I want to give you more for that. I want to show my appreciation more, reach out, and it'll make me feel better, I guess. It's not that I feel bad. I really enjoy being on BookTube, and I really am grateful for everybody that, you know, takes the time to watch my videos and likes to have discussions with me or interactions with me. That's awesome. But I feel like I'm just compelled to give things. It's so easy and natural to me to talk about my opinions, to just say things that I don't feel like it's truly rewarding enough for the people who are watching. I just want to share more with you guys. I want to share more tangible things with you guys other than just my ideas and my opinions. Not that those aren't valuable, but it's just not what I'm used to. It feels sort of weird. And I also feel like if there's something that I love, like, I want to get it into as many hands as I can. So I don't know what this do more giveaways is going to be, but I don't just want to reward my subscribers every time I reach a certain benchmark. I want to give back on a more frequent basis. I want to put something in your hands that says, thank you, this is from me to you because I loved this item, I loved this book, and I want other people to have it because, am I making any sense? I don't want to put any unrealistic expectations on this, but you know, anytime that I come across a book that I really, really like, I'm thinking maybe I'll give you guys a copy. When I first started this channel, that was my intention. My intention was to give people things, and I haven't, and I want to. And again, it might look or sound like a gimmick. It's really not. It's really, I wish each one of you could have been a fly on the wall when I was having this conversation with my husband, because it came from a very sincere place. Like, I'm just used to giving things. I think giving things is like my love language, if such things exist. But when I appreciate somebody, I want to give them things. And that's just who I am. I don't know. And it feels weird to not give you guys shit. My fourth BookTube resolution, because boy is this in chaos, is Goodreads. I don't like Goodreads for its social media aspects, but I will concede that Goodreads is an excellent tool to monitor and keep track of what you've read or what you want to read, right? And what you've thought about the book. And I started out using that tool really well, and then it kind of fell off. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into being a booktuber, and for some reason my commitment to Goodreads kind of, you know, got lost in the shuffle. But I want to get back to using Goodreads to mark the books that I've read and what I thought about them through that star rating system. This is just to help me be more organized. I know that a lot of you follow me on Goodreads, and that's awesome. I'm glad that you do. You can see what I'm reading in real time, even if I'm not talking about it on BookTube. But this is for my own organizational purposes, especially since I plan on doing a ton of reading, and some of it's going to be ebooks, and it's really hard to track what you've read in ebook. I don't know if you've noticed this, but ebooks tend to be a little bit more forgettable than physical copies. And so the Goodreads system, I'm going to make that work for me. That's going to happen. My next resolution, number 5, is to only request arcs that I absolutely cannot live without. Kind of got swept up in this advanced reading copy frenzy in 2017, where it felt like a privilege to get to read these advanced copies of books, and I wanted all of them. And then I started getting a lot of them, and then I started realizing what that does to me as a reader. I love to read advanced copies before they come out. I love telling you guys about them. But unfortunately, when you have requested a lot of ARCs, it turns your reading into a schedule. It gives you deadlines that are sometimes pretty tight, especially if you end up with multiple books that are releasing at the same time in the same month. Then you're like, okay, what am I supposed to be reading right now? And you're also obligated to post reviews and to give publishers their feedback. And it just becomes more like a job than anything else I've experienced on BookTube. I love doing it, but I have to rein it in. I have to be a little bit more careful about the ARCs that I accept or the ARCs that I request, because, whoa, while it's enjoyable to read the book, the other things that come along with accepting or requesting ARCs is less fun. Basically, those are my 5 BookTube or bookish resolutions for 2018, and they're all focused around improving the way that I feel about myself as a reader and as a booktuber, and making sure that I never turn this BookTube thing into a job or an overwhelming obligation, or, you know, any of those things. I want to make smart decisions with my money and with my time, and that's what this is all about. So hopefully I'll stick with these, because I can tell you honestly right now, I'm really invested in these five things. I'm also maybe going to need you guys to hold me accountable. Don't be surprised if a month into this whole thing, I post a video pleading with you guys to help me, give me motivation, especially when it comes to limiting the number of books that I buy. Ugh. It's going to be rough, but I think in the long run, these are all going to be worth it. I think it's going to be a better experience for me. I think it's still going to be entertaining and worthwhile for you guys. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and let me know your predictions. Will I succeed? Will I fail? I want to know it all. I look forward to talking to you guys about these things. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in 2018.